Hello and welcome back to another video. So this time I was thinking of talking a bit about Matross, like an hour before GVG. But yeah, where does Matross fit into our builds? Matross seems to be a PvE build, or you could also use it in PvP. Well, it seems pretty well-rounded build, but it doesn't seem to work without a Cannoneer. And the reason being that its cooldown seems to be too long. If you can, there was this thread. I can link it in the description later. But the skills, it doesn't say here how long the cooldowns are or how many overheats this have. But with this video that this person HWI TOS released a few days ago, you can see clearly the cooldowns here and the amount of overheat all the skills got. And with all that information, I decided to, well, evaluate how good this class is. And if we start with Fire and Run, all of the Matross skills got high cooldowns, but 20 seconds cooldown and 3 overheat is pretty good. But Fire and Run seems to be the only skill that is good, to be honest. Well, good enough. Only damage skills is good. It does have a lot of other utility skills and stuff. For example, for Menace Shot, for example, with the attribute, it increases the damage monsters take when they're in the panic debuff. And Crouching Shot being a huge AoE which can stun. Roar gives extra AoE ratio, and Canister Shot is the gravity shot that pulls them down into an area where you can finish them off. But as you can see, they're all kind of, utility skills, most of it at least, and doesn't do too much damage. And not to mention they're huge cooldowns. Let's see if we can back a bit. Maybe here. Yeah, as you can see there. 40-second cooldown for Canister Shot, 40-second cooldown for this skill, which I don't even know what it is. 20-second cooldown for Fire and Run, which is okay. The jump, 20-second cooldown. At least if it had some overheat, it would make sense, but Matross at this point is pretty trash. It's really not good. You have to complement it with Cannoneer. It doesn't work by itself. If it at least had a bunch of cooldowns, I mean not cooldowns, overheat, then it would work, at least as an standalone Cannoneer class, cannon class. But it doesn't. The cooldowns are too high. The damage is decent, but not good enough. It's not good enough for even low class bossing. As you can see here, that's a Canister Shot, by the way. Also, the Canister Shot doesn't do much damage at all. Well, it does one hit, and it takes around 3 to 6 seconds, depending if you have the attribute that increases the duration of the gravity pull thing. But during that duration, it doesn't do any damage, which is kind of insane to use at all if it doesn't do damage during that time. You just use it, and they're just stuck there. It's basically a weaker version of Psycho Kino's heavy gravity. The pull thing. A lower AoE, but I guess it's still okay, at least in PvP and GVG. But as for PvE, it fucking sucks. So yeah, let me just show you the bossing of this. He got 1.8 million HP. With Wugushi, you can take that in 5-10 seconds. Now with Matross, he has to use Cannoneer skills because the cooldowns are too high. He can't do anything during that time. And this is a glowing Asio cannon. I'd assume it's transcended. We can't really see his physical damage, but as you can see, if he does like 200k with one shot, it's pretty high. So he has to use Cannoneer skills to kill the boss. It's not good. It's really not good. You can't boss with this build. Not with Matross at all. So where does Matross fit in? Matross, that's not the skill window. Matross seems to be able to fit in if you ditch Wugushi, I don't know, Wugushi or Pied Piper. If you ditch Pied Piper, you lose a fuck ton of CC, a lot of damage, and knockback. What is it called? This thing. I'm not even gonna try pronouncing it. And it basically blocks you from getting knocked down, which is insane. You cannot lose this if you want a DPS at all. So Pied Piper is out of the question. Wugushi could be a thing, but then it would be a pure PvP build. Maybe with some challenge mode. You cannot boss with this build if you ditch Wugushi. Fuck. So also don't think about my skill build too much. I'm gonna redo this after a while. This was like an experimental thing. So yeah, I don't think Matross is quite as good as I would like it to be. But I guess it would still work if you would, as in PvE at least, if you had Wugushi, Cannoneer, and Matross all together to do a PvE build. Then you can fit Matross in there, I suppose. And maybe some PvP, although not as effective because you lose Pied. But yeah. So yeah, it's not. Unfortunately, Matross isn't as good as I thought it would be. Unfortunately, I really wanted a new cannon class that could fit in, but it just doesn't. It's too bad. Let's see if I have enough class points. I have enough class points. I will try replacing Wugushi with Matross. And try it out in, I don't know, PvP, PvE, and see how it will work, but I highly doubt that's gonna be anything as effective as what this current build is. So yeah, that was basically what I wanted to say in my review of Matross. Too high cooldowns. Way too high cooldowns, no fucking overheat, and just utility skills. For some reason, IMC released a bunch of utility classes. None of them looked strong at all. They all seem to have a bunch of weird utilities that we haven't seen before, and no damage skills. I guess it's just meant to complement, musketeers. I'm not sure what RDT was. The scouts and the cannoneers, I guess. Which is unfortunate. I would like something that could work on its own too, because cannons are pretty weak at the moment. You'd like some more damage skills so you can work it with other classes, I guess. But you just can't, so oh well. So yeah, I guess that was it. Matross sucks.